Hello and welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. We'll be looking at the Falconets game tonight against the German in their second Group D game right there at the ongoing FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup, where the Falconets started on a very good note, defeating Korea by a goal, by just a lone goal, courtesy of Sebastian goal towards the end of that game, in the second half of that game, their first game at the ongoing 2024 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Colombia, Bogota, precisely. That is where the competition is ongoing, and that victory against the Korean, that particular stadium, that game will be coming up at that same venue tonight against the German, who defeated us twice in the final in 2010 and 2014. So we'll be looking at that game where the Falconets are actually ready and prepared for this particular encounter, and we'll be taking some highlights of Nigerian game, Nigerian Premier Football League. Last season, we saw one between Sporting Lagos and the champions, Enugu Rangers, who started the season on a goalless note against Academy Warriors in the season opener. And we'll also be going back to you, like I said, on the morning show. Before we coming into the studio in the morning, we know that Kelechi Iheanacho, senior man, touched down with the team, and they will continue their training session this evening. And also, we're expecting some players to come in tomorrow, like mostly Victor Osimhen will be joining the team come tomorrow, Thursday, for that cracker against the Benin Republic for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. But before we start, before we look at those stories, looking at Falcons and the Super Eagles, we'll look at this story. Yes, against odds, finally, the team have touched down in South Africa. And the good news, the feelers we are getting from South Africa is that FIBA has actually looked at it and give us a day, that is 24 hours to prepare for a game against Egypt. Yes, Junior D Tigers lands in South Africa to face Egypt. You know that competition is up and running, and we were due to play the Egyptians today. Yes, is an opener for the Afro Basket, that is under 18 Afro Basket 2024, where the South African embassy here, the news we were getting, a lot need to be, because this story is still under investigation, because we heard that they denied the team visas to South Africa, but the whole information is sketchy. We still have to, we will go further and find out what really happened, that there was a delay, that the team is arriving a venue for competition that is already going. They were built to play Egypt today, yes, today, in their group opener, in their first game at the 2024 Under-18 Afro Basket. The team arrived late, and we're also hearing that right now FIBA has considered the team's arrival, that yes, they are moving forward their game by just a day. They will be playing against the Egyptian, who Nigeria and Egypt are the most successful teams of this particular under-18 championship, that is a age group championship. And for the Junior D Tigers, because of the visa delay, as we speak, touchdown in that country, in Pretoria, South Africa precisely, that is the venue of the competition, late, and they will be playing Egypt. But we are still hearing that FIBA has given us a listening ears, has considered the team, and by extending their time to, as in resting time for them, at least they push forward the date, they move forward our own opener today against Egypt by a day. And if eventually it happens that way, I think it's Uhuru for the D Tigers of Nigeria. It all shows that yes, we still have a long way to go on the continent of Africa, and even in Nigeria, if we really want to get it right. Some teams are already in Pretoria 2 days, 3 days, 1 week to this particular competition, and Nigeria is just arriving a venue. In fact, on the day they have their own game against the Egyptians. But well, let's see how that goes. The Junior Tigers, we wish them well as they start to fight for glory at the Under-18 Afro Basket 2024. 2024 in Pretoria, South Africa. All right, leaving that story, let's go straight to the glass house. Yes, it is what it is. It is what we want to see. It definitely is a way forward. If we want our football to grow, if we want our football to develop in this country, we just have to get it right. Now, NFF partners UBEC, that is Universal Basic Education, to scout for talents. Yes, it's a good initiative coming in from the NFF. That is, you can see on the screen, the NFF chairman, Alhaji Ibrahim Musa Gusso, alongside the NFF General Secretary Mohammed Sanusi, and the UBEC chairman during the dotted lines for this particular partnership, where they will take football to the grassroots, going to schools to scout for talent, and it's going to be this school football tournament, championship African football tournament, where we'll be looking for talent from the secondary school and primary school, and then we'll integrate them into the under 17, into our age grade teams, under 17, under 20, and probably graduate to the Super Eagles, and that is under 23, and then they will go straight to the Super Eagles. It's a good one, good initiative coming in from the NFF president and his board member, taking this, at least going to this partnership with the Universal Basic Education. So we've always clamored on our sports show. Yes, in our school's curriculum, sporting activities, some sports should be part of school's curriculum, and it should definitely, we have PE, that is physical health education, in schools. They should take sports seriously. From there they can learn the basics, and when they learn the basics, if they are interested in doing in practicing these sports, they'll get the basics from the school, and they can grow it from there. If we go back to the grassroots, we can get raw talents, those who will nurture. But the problem is not getting the talent alone. We also need facilities. When you get the talent, what if they don't have these high quality first grade facilities for them to train in? Or the talents will just go waste. So we also need facilities. We need private individuals. We need sports stakeholders, those who understand what sports is, to come in. We shouldn't leave it for the government alone. We should also come in and do our own part in nurturing this talent, in getting this talent, and taking them to the next level. When we say the next level, we have to get it right from the grassroots, prepare them for the bigger stage and for future events. All right, before we go straight to Colombia, where we'll be looking at the Falconets game tonight against the Germans, who are also in our group. We have the Germans, we have Koreans, we have the Venezuelans in our group alongside the Falconets of Nigeria. But before we talk about the Falconets, let's take that video again. Sporting Lagos against Rangers International, and other videos would follow.
People, we everyone here.
Yes, welcome back from that video break. Yes, we saw Nasarawa Amazons and Edo Queens, who represented us at the CAF WAFUB Champions League qualifiers right there in Abidjan, where they were crowned champions. We're happy for them. They started the business against the teams like Nasarawa Amazons, Baese Queens and Co. During the NWFS Super 6 right there in Bayelsa State. Yenagoa precisely was the venue of the competition, and they took that same momentum to the CAF Champions League qualifiers in Cote d'Ivoire, and they will be representing Nigeria and the Wafube region in the CAF Women's Champions League competition in Morocco later on. So let's go away from that story and go straight to Colombia. Like I said, we'll be looking at the Falconets game against the Germans tonight. That game will be coming up in it's their second group game at the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup ongoing in Colombia. Nigeria started on a good note against Korea, winning 1-0, courtesy of Sebastian goal, 1-0, and they have, if they get something, either a draw or a win tonight against the Germans, they have their foot already and the round of 16. They will be making a statement tonight about the Germans. They are not new to Nigeria. They've defeated Nigeria at this particular competition twice in the final. And Nigeria is one of the teams that has appeared in this competition since it started in 2002 in Canada. That was under 19. It started as an under 19 competition in Canada in 2002. Nigeria was there. And after then, Nigeria has participated in all of the editions of this particular competition. So Nigeria is a team that has experience. And before this competition, Coach Christopher Danjuma has been talking tough that yes, it's time for Africa to also lift the Under-20 Women's World Cup. We know that Ghana is the only team on the continent of Africa that has won the Under-20 Men's World Cup. Nigeria has dominated the Under-17 World Cup. We've not been able to dominate the Under-20, but Ghana has won it. Ghana has won it. Nigeria is also looking forward. The Falconets are looking forward to become the first women's team to win the Under-20 World Cup for Africa, where in the Under-17, Nigeria has won it more than any other team on the continent of Africa and the world, alongside Brazil. So for tonight's game, it's going to be a very big statement coming in from Coach Christopher Danjuma and his girls and his women at the ongoing Under-20 Women's World Cup. If they win it, definitely will become the first team to win it for the continent of Africa, and then we'll just have to take it from there. Coach Christopher Danjuma is an experienced coach, and he has been able to assemble a team that is battle ready for the competition. NFF also, we can say thumbs up to NFF for actually organizing some good friendlies for them, and also going into camping early. They had a 2 weeks camp, a 2 weeks training camp in Colombia before the competition started, and they had they also played warm-up games against Australia, and then the other one against Mexico. They lost to Mexico, but they defeated Australia. So we are going to see we're going to see a tight game tonight. We're going to see a game that is going to be full of strength, energy, pace, skills, tactical approach from both coaches. And we also have a Nigerian, surprisingly, we have a Nigerian we have Nigerians in Colombia who will be rooting for the Falconets to go all the way out. So the Germans are ready for the Falconets. The Falconets are also ready for the Germans. So it's going to be, they say when two elephants fight, the grass suffer it. So the grass at that particular stadium tonight is going to feed the firepower of the boots of the Falconets and that of the Germans. We just wish our guests well. If they win, if they draw is not a bad one. Winning it is what is, but if they can't win, they should just get that draw and progress to the round of 16. For the first time in this particular competition, we will be having 24 teams. 24 teams. Gradually, it is going to expand. We'll be having 32. So, good one for the Falconets. We will be rooting for them tonight as they will take on the German women. That game is bid for 11 p.m. Nigerian time. All right, let's move ahead on the show. We will come back to the Falconets and look at that story before we go. But let's go straight to Uyo, where the Eagles are also preparing for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier game against the Cheetahs of Benin Republic. But this time around, the Nigerian Premier Football League rescheduled week 1 matches. We know that the Nigerian Premier Football League started over the weekend, and we had one game. All match day 1 games were pushed to this weekend, but because of the qualifiers right now involving the Super Eagles and the Cheetahs of Benin Republic, the organizers of the Nigerian Premier Football League has rescheduled week 1 matches to come up on Sunday. The game between Super Eagles and the Cheetahs of Benin Republic would be coming up on Saturday. So games will no longer hold on Saturday. Those games will now be played on Sunday. So we will have those games coming up on Sunday. Those fixtures will now be played on Sunday with 1 match to be played on Monday. So we'll be having 1 match Monday, that is in the 9th of September. But every other game will now be played. Games that were supposed to be played on the 7th of September, where the Super Eagles will be playing against the Cheetah of Benin Republic, will now be played on Sunday, 8th of September. So it's a good one coming in from the NPFL. It's also afford the team, the Super Eagles, to have that 100% support from the home fans. We just wish that they do well under Coach Cerezo Austin Ogwevon, being assisted by Fidelis Ilechuko and Coach Daniel Ogumondede of Remo Stars. Some of the two best coaches we have in the Nigerian Premier Football League will be assisting Cerezo Austin Ogwevon in these qualifiers. They will be playing against Benin Republic, and then the other game is going to be against the Mavubis of Rwanda right there. We will be seeing in Kigali, we'll be seeing the Super Eagles. After this game, they will be leaving the shores of the country on Sunday, flying to Kigali, where that game will be coming up against the Rwandese. I beg your pardon. All right, let's quickly look at some fixtures of the African qualifiers that will be coming up tonight. This evening, as we speak, a game is already on. We have Comoros against Gambia, and then that is in Group A. In Group B, we have Libya taking on Rwanda. Rwanda are in our group, so we will be playing ours on Saturday. And then in Group E, we have Tanzania against Ethiopia. These games are lined up for today. They will be coming up, and as I speak, one game is already ongoing. Comoros against Gambia. I think that game is up and running. So the other games will be coming up later on tonight. So let's see what the Super Eagles will do in Uyo. All right, let's quickly take some transfer stories before we go on the show. We'll look at these AEK Athens in talks with Chelsea over a deal for forward David Datro Fofana. Yes, I think Chelsea is trying to see how they can ship out some of their players to create room for others. Yes, Chelsea have enough in their arsenals, and they just need to give other teams who don't have that. All right, moving over to the next story. Former Manchester United winger Anthony Martial receives offer from the same AEK Athens in Greece. So this team is trying to raid some teams in England. Already we know that Pelistri is with this team. Okay, he's in Greece also playing for Panathinaikos. That is Pelistri from Manchester United. So AEK Athens also now is in England, seeing how they can do business. And the last one on the show this evening, West Ham eyes defender Mats Hummels after leaving Borussia Dortmund. He's a free agent from Borussia Dortmund, and now West Ham also looking the way of defender Mats Hummels. Maybe probably during the January transfer window, they can just get the services of Mats Hummels. All right, that is where we'll be leaving it on the show this evening. But we will not just leave you like that. We will leave you with this video between Academy Warriors and Nasarawa United during the playoff, the NNL playoff for promotional playoff games for the 2024-2025 season. And luckily, these two teams made it back to the Nigerian Premier Football League.